Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts with another boxing, another offline product game review. This is Quake for the PlayStation 4, to jump right into it. This physical copy here comes with the update version 1.04 right on the disc, but sadly there was an update available. This update size was 340 megabytes big and will take you to version 1.08 since the time I'm making this video. Now this update is quite significant. It does add quite a bit of content and changes a few things up here and there. Basically, it changes up the main menu of the game, make the font a little bit more clear, not making all the action happen in the background, so it can make it a little bit harder to read and understand what the menu is trying to tell you, as well as it makes, like I said, the font and more accessibility features to the game, as well as it does add a new mode, Horde mode, which is basically a wave-on-wave attack that you can play single player as well as on split screen. So it's highly disappointing that this update isn't on the disc, but like I always do, I did play the game completely offline with an unregistered account, and I didn't experience any game-breaking bugs, so at least the normal Quake experience is still intact on this PS4 physical copy, but again, it's very disappointing. As well as that, keep you in mind that this physical copy was printed by Limit Run Games, so getting a copy will not be the easiest. As well as that there is a PS5 version that they printed a little later than this PS4 version. So the PS5 version of Quake could be more up to date compared to this PS4 version. I don't have a copy of that, so I can't confirm it, but then it could be a possibility if you're intrigued and trying to go for that one version than this PS4 version. But, as I said, I still played the PS4 version, and I still didn't experience any issues. So, if they're both the same in terms of versions, then it's not a bad pickup for the PS4 version. Now, again, it does pop up one time letting you know that the game could not connect to the internet with the connection error thing, but you just pass through it once time, and it never pops up again. So, thankfully, it does not have that problem with the Doom Classic Collection has, where it constantly pops up about internet connection error fail every 10 to 20 seconds. So, that's a huge relief to know that this can still completely be played offline with an unregistered account, and I was still unlocking trophies. Now, from this physical copy here, you do get the base Quake experience, as well as the 4 expansions they added to the game. They have even the newest recent one that came out in 2021, which is on the disc as well. So it's a great package altogether in case you're just interested in the single-player experience of Quake. As well as the game does support split-screen mode. You can play co-op as well as deathmatch if you choose to. It's got 2 players and 4 players split-screen. I was only able to play 2 players split-screen with my brother, but we still had a pretty good time with Death Battle, as well as we did a co-op campaign together. So it looks like Halo Infinite could learn a thing or two from Quake about having split screen support. So it was really nice to be able to play Quake all over again. I haven't played Quake in a long time, so a lot of this was really fresh and new to me. And Quake is a lot just basically a 3D version of Doom in some ways. It's more action-packed, 3D environments. Enemies are a lot more relentless than comparative than Doom, but it's overall a phenomenal experience, and the gameplay has aged really well. The only thing I really noticed that really didn't age too well is that the main menu of the game, when you go into choosing your game's difficulty, is a little cumbersome. You don't get to choose like easy, normal, and hard. You have to be dropped into a level, and then you have to jump through a gate to either pick easy, normal, hard, and then you got to look for the nightmare difficulty. That was a little cumbersome. I get that at the time it's probably really cool with how they work like that back in the day, but nowadays standards and everything like that, that's a little cumbersome to have to go look for the nightmare difficulty portal. But I'm still glad they kept the experience as authentic as they could from the original. The game still looks good and ran really good on my PS4, being played on the PS5. So, again, it's a really good physical copy. It's just disappointing that it's so outdated and the new updates add a lot more content to the game. But I had a great time playing through this game. I've always talked about this. I always like these Doom clones, or boomer shooters, as now it's recently being called, to these genres of games. And they're just always fun to play, to really enjoy, and good time. As well as that they did add a weapon wheel to the experience. This does make the experience way more smoother on console. I always talk about that, where a lot of these kind of games, we have a lot of weapons you can gather up. Not like maybe like Halo or Call of Duty, we could only carry 2 kinds of guns, but like games like Doom and stuff like that, we have an arsenal of weaponry. The weapon wheel is a must. It's basically, if you don't have a weapon wheel, you're doing it wrong. But thankfully, you can go in the options to customize the controllers. I do recommend doing this, because this will make certain things a little easier. If you go to the button layout and change like up, down, left, right, and triangle, circle, X, and square to quick access to your guns instead of having to use a weapon wheel, This does make the experience a lot quicker, as well as that one of the expansions has newer kind of ammo types, lava ammo, and this can be a little cumbersome to have to use the weapon wheel to switch between every kind of ammo type for each gun. But if you go ahead and put guns on your D-pad and your button pad, you can actually push that button again and it'll switch out between the ammo. So let's say you have a super nail gun and you're shooting normal ammo. If you push the up button again to switch to super nail gun, it will switch to the lava ammo. Try it out, check it out. I think you will find that experience a lot smoother and faster for you if you don't like having to constantly use the weapon wheel to change ammo. Just a little heads up and helpful thing right there. Once I did that and got the hang of using the D-pad and the A, triangle, square, and X as my other versions, like I made triangle, circle, X, and square as my super weapons, and the D-pad as my normal base version weapons, I was able to jump through the battles really smoothly without having to use the weapon wheel. Then try that out. I think you might be pleasantly surprised with it. But I was really glad to run through this entire game again. The only gripe I said is, like I said at the beginning, they have to choose a difficulty, as well as that enemies can be bullet sponges. How much ammo you have to unload on them before they die can be quite annoying. Like a shotgun, it takes a lot of ammo to take some people down with a shotgun. You basically have to just abuse the rocket launcher as much as you can, and it's a little annoying in that area, but it's not that big of a deal. I still had a lot of fun, and me and my brother still had a lot of fun playing against bots and death battle. We checked out co-op for a little bit. You could tell the game wasn't really designed with the idea for co-op, but I mean, it's still cool. You can play with your little brother or little sister or your kids or whatever. You can still have a good time in that field. I don't know if you can play 4-player split screen on co-op, but I know you can play 4-player split screen in a deathmatch. I mean, it doesn't really matter. As long as the game has split screen, I think that's always a plus in my opinion. Every game of these kinds should have split screen. I don't care what anybody says. More split screen multiplayer experiences for people, for offline gaming. So, like always, I will try to leave links down in the description if you're instant copy. I mean, for the most part, yeah, I highly recommend the game because it's fully operational offline and everything like that, but it is disappointing how outdated it is. So hopefully maybe the PS5 version is more up to date on disc. I can't give you my guarantee that it is, but it could be a better experience, a better purchase for your money, especially since these are produced from limited run games. So it can be quite expensive probably to get one. And if you're going to get one, you might as well buy the most updated version of the game. So you might want to check out the PS5 version. I can't give no guarantees, but it might be a better choice for you. So again, it was great to run through this game. I'm hoping we'll get like Quake 2 remaster and hopefully maybe Quake 3 as well. That was only available on the Xbox 360, so it's really due another physical re-release for like newer hardware, named PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, you name it. I'd rather see a whole collection, kind of like we got with the Doom collection. Doom 1, 2, and 3 on one disc. Hopefully we can get Quake 1, 2, and 3 on one disc. That would be a huge win and a huge collection thing to get on your shelf. So I'm going to start rambling again. It's well worth your time to check out. It's a lot of fun. I still had a good time. It's a classic boomer shooter. It's one of the bread and butter styles. You can't go wrong with it. You like normal, you like Doom, you like Wolfenstein, you like Dusk, you like all these boomer shooter style games. You can't go wrong with this one. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next unboxing video. Bye-bye!